What's up, guys? Dr. Mo here, Digital Nomad Physician at digitalnomadphysician.com. So welcome to another YouTube video, December 20th, 2024. Okay, so I was thinking about a few little hiccups that I had when trying to make some progress on my rebrand and trying to kind of expand my own medical practice, which is at drashori.com, previously at hearthealthcoach.com, previously at medicalhealthcoach.com. There's many reiterations. By the way, that's a great thing to remember. You constantly have to reiterate, you constantly have to reimagine things, and there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it could mean that you're staying plastic enough for things to progress. So my name is Mohammed Ashori, MD. I go by Dr. Mo. I'm a family medicine physician based out of California, Los Angeles, and also the rest of the world, like here in Bologna, Italy, while we're traveling through here. And I run my medical practice completely virtually. drashori.com is a virtual medical practice based on health coaching and based on direct primary care. I don't have to choose one or the other. I can combine those two together. In my opinion, there are 5 things that, at least for me, definitely keep me from being able to build my ideal medical practice. And to me, the ideal medical practice is the kind of practice that I love practicing in and do the things in it, the clinical things in it that I think I'm good at, and hopefully deliver value to patients, right? So 5 things that are keeping me from achieving that, and hopefully they will resonate with you as well. So these 5 things are decision fatigue, it is the perfectionism trap, it is seeking validation, procrastination, and general overload of information. Whenever you run your own medical business, you have your own website, you have your own patients, there's a lot of decisions that have to be made, and it is easy to fall into this decision fatigue because you're constantly thinking that you have to make a lot of decisions. So for me, an actionable tip is to simply set a timer when a big decision is up, or set a time slot like 30 minutes, 1 hour, where you're going to hop on your computer, you're going to make the decision that you have to make and move on. And something that I learned from my wife is that if you're really stuck or caught between 2 decisions, chances are they're really good decisions. So go with the one that you think even just 1% more might be better. So if they both seem 50-50, whichever one is 51% versus 49%, go with that one, make the decision, move forward, and know that you can always come back and reiterate things, even if it seems like a major decision. I don't consider myself to be a perfectionist, and yet I even fall into this kind of cyclone of going down the toilet, getting flushed down the toilet, where I start thinking like, oh, but this is better than that, and I maybe should be doing it a little bit different than this. But instead, try to just focus on getting the next thing done so that your overall project can move forward. In these cases, it's helpful to have the vision and the mission of your medical practice in mind. For me, I got to be doing consults with patients so that I can understand what it is that I'm delivering to them, so that I can learn more clinical information on those niche topics. So for me, it's healthy aging, it's a little bit of general primary care. If I don't learn more about those things, I'm just not going to be good at what I do. So I need to move forward, and I got to stop trying to be a perfectionist in every little thing that I do. If there is something in your website that seems wonky, either just delete it, reword it, and come back to it later. It doesn't have to be perfect. If your workflow isn't perfect, if the graphics aren't perfect, just put it up there and focus on the next thing that needs to be done, because then you can always come back and adjust those things if they're really holding you back. So what I mean by validation seeking, I'm not saying that you're conceited and you're trying to get everybody to tap you on your back, tap you on your, boost your ego and tell you, oh, you're doing a great job. Or maybe somebody's criticizing you and you're like, oh, maybe I'm doing something wrong. Instead, it's just to take a step back and realize that, well, you'll probably never have legitimate validation of what it is you're doing. If you're starting a new virtual medical clinic, an online medical practice, or even your own private practice, because it is so outside of the norm of mainstream medicine, a lot of people might have doubts, and a lot of people might say, oh, it's really cute that you're doing this little thing on your side, when in reality, it's going to be the main source of income for you. So don't look for validation, because sometimes people just don't know that what you're building and what it means and why it's important to you, and they can't really look at it through your lens. Don't think that even somebody who's a business expert or a guru has any sense or idea of how you could be doing it better. Just focus on what you're doing. Try to focus on the next step. Constantly keep tinkering and reiterating things until you get the desired results. Focus on the given fact in Western medicine that there is a lot of patients who absolutely have no way of getting proper care and access because healthcare is in such high demand, and they're desperately seeking physicians, clinicians, nurse practitioners, PAs, whoever, psychologists, podiatrists, who care, who listen, and who'll just do the basic minimum of proper good care. They're not going to sell them some snake oil. They're not going to dismiss them. They're not going to just charge them a bunch of money and just spend 5 minutes with them. They're really going to care. So procrastination happens when you overthink something. The task suddenly has ballooned to become so big that you're not able to make the next step. So a classic example might be you're trying to get on social media, you're trying to upload some videos, or you're trying to build your website or redesign your website. And it's so big in your head that you just can't attack that task. The best way is to take that task, break it into 5 small sections, or even 10 small sections, or 5 small sections, and take each section and break that into smaller tasks, and simply attack the first task. If the first task is to just break down this big behemoth into tasks, that's your first task. The second task, the next time you sit down to do work on your business, is to attack that first thing. I'm going to start a business channel for my Instagram, for my Facebook, and I'm going to name it something, and I'm going to put a description in there. Boom, that's done. Now I'm going to write the script for my video. That's done. Now I'm going to shoot the video. That's done. Now I'm going to upload it and put the description and content in there. Already these 4 things that we talked about can make any normal human being doubt what they're doing. You may want to just scrap the entire idea, forget it, I'm not going to start my own brick and mortar practice, forget it, I'm not going to start my own online medical practice. You got decision fatigue, you got perfectionism, you got seeking validation, and you got procrastination, and you're like, I'm just not built to start a medical practice. When in reality, these are the things that every single entrepreneur deals with. Every single person who's ever went and decided to go to medical school, to go and start a real estate business, anybody who's decided to start their own medical practice, all of these people have at some point hit this crossroad. And it's just a little bit of a muddy water that you got to get through. And once you get through it, things start becoming actually a lot more clear. The last one is really the information overload. This is kind of taking everything that's there and condensing it into one idea. You don't have to have a perfect medical practice. There are no perfect medical practices out there. Amazon is not perfect. Target is not perfect. CVS is not perfect. Google is not perfect. None of these entities are perfect. They're just trying to offer something good for the majority of their users. So forget the new trends, forget the new electronic health record, forget the new technology. Focus on just the service or the product that you're delivering your patient, which is a genuine, caring, compassionate, good sense of humor person who's going to listen to that person and give them the right care. That is all you have to worry about while ignoring all the noise. So that's it for me, guys. I hope this is helpful. I hope you get a sense of all the different things and barriers that you can encounter and some actionable steps to overcome them. If you have any questions, if you want more information, definitely subscribe to this. Go to digitalnomadphysician.com. There's an online course for starting your own virtual medical practice, which covers all of this in detail. And you can book a coaching session with me. Go to digitalnomadphysician.com/consult. Take care, guys.